It's okay. Go
Okay.
with it. We've had those conversations on stream.
You're right. I have. There actually are clips of that.
Yeah.
Remember when I brought up the Pokemon Lakes?
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure there was one stream where Cyrus was talking about like
No,
assassinating. a
we're
government
not
official.
going into Kennedy again.
There was a conversation about assassinating Kennedy.
Yeah.
It's a clip. There's a clip of it somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
I swear to God, it's like
Anyway.
every single time I turn stream on, somebody tries to get me immediately kicked off of the platform. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't seen it so far.
One day.
We just gotta step up our game.
Okay, so since we are getting started, I am going to need a recap. And the recap being from the last main session. Those who were in the side session, you will be filling people in during session on what you learned during the side session. So from the last main session, who would like to recap?
I'm probably gonna recap the,
Don't everybody jump at once.
I'm probably gonna recap the side session, so I would like to petition that I don't have to recap the main session.
You're gonna have to give the other players an incentive like you gave me and Liam before.
Personally, I think I'm just not feeling all that well. So
I nominate Brian. I don't know if he's here, but I nominate him. You're doing recap?
Does anybody
I don't
even
even
remember what happened
happened.
last session?
I do.
You know how long it's been since last main session?
A few weeks.
Like 3 weeks?
Exactly.
2 weeks?
Oh,
Just
I
gotta log in.
remember a bit of it.
Shit.
All I remember is the whole getting the phone call with the, with, I believe, 1010 and 6.
Okay, here. Let me rephrase and incentivize. I will give one reroll this session to anybody who wants to Spark Notes recap what has been going on, the very important things with your current mission.
Should I do the recap? How about
Notes.
Dylan? You do the recap of the side session. I'll do the recap of the main session, unless somebody
Captain.
wants to.
I can do the side session.
I'm about to start making you guys roll for recaps again like we used to.
Last main session, if I'm recalling correctly, so the session before last session, there was an attack on the academy, kind of. A group of Black Ops soldiers came and attempted to kidnap Minerva and also utilize a synthetic weapon to try and kill Katya. After heavy interrogation, we moved on to the previous session, where we all sort of split up and began working on gathering information and making plans. Specifically, Anna went to speak with a former acquaintance of hers, someone who had dealt with Anima Fabrica before, and they gave us information regarding the progress that Anima Fabrica seems to be making technologically. Additionally, Solon went down to the forge to have the parts of the weapon that we acquired examined. And we discovered that Rhett, the underground blacksmith, actually had dealt with Fabrica before. And they are actually the reason that he does not have a tongue anymore. After reconvening and conversing, we came to the conclusion that we had a couple of options. Either we go and try and take on Anima Fabrica immediately, we go and we find Liam's dad and hopefully find his brother by extension, because his brother is actively being hunted down by Anima Fabrica and is the main reason that Anima Fabrica is trying to fuck with us. The group decided that it would be the best option to try and get information from Liam's father and try and rescue, kill, whatever we might need to do Liam's brother before Anima Fabrica can get to them. Our reasoning for doing so being that if we went to take them on, we would not be able to take them out in one go. Which means that while we're hunting for them, they're still trying to find him. And if they do find him, we are suddenly on a very strict time scale. As a result, we agreed, and because most of the party needed to head out for the night, we also agreed to do effectively a splitting of the party. Half the party remained on campus to make sure that the Anima Fabrica agents didn't try the same shit again, while Anna, Pridwin, Maze, Katya, and Liam went to try and deal with Liam's father. And that is where we left the last main session.
And similarly to where we left, we're gonna get started in Redacted's cabin. So it is, I want to say, late afternoon into the evening. The sun is beginning to set, and all of you have gathered once again in the main living area of Redacted's cabin, sitting on the couches, sitting at the countertops by the kitchen, hovering near the doorway. All of you have reconvened, as you had planned, to discuss your next steps. Everybody is present, including Anna and Judah, Brian and Imani, who has been cleared from the hospital branch with a slight concussion. Faye and Warden are also there. Mazakine, Pridwin, Lunala, Isaac, and Viv, and of course Solon and Xavier. Cody is in the kitchen, leaned against the counter. Katya is hovering in the background with a very quiet brooding Liam and Minerva. You all, it seems, equally get tired of the silence. It's been heavy in the room, and the group that left to go confront Liam's father seems like they came back darker in some way.
Except for Maze.
Maze is just Maze.
Yeah.
Maze is Maze. So,
Mm-hmm.
you were all hovering in the living room, the entryway, and that's where we're going to begin. I am not going to handhold you guys this session. If you guys want to do things, go places, get started on stuff, you are going to have to take the initiative. So, the evening is yours. Have at it.
Maze will be making a protein shake and getting ready to head out to train.
You've literally been lifting weights in the cabin all night, but okay.
Yeah. It's always time to train.
Canonically, you were asking me if there was something that you and Isaac could work out with in the cabin, and you guys, like, went out to the garage and started lifting the cars. So, like...
Yeah, Maze was not deadlifting, fucking... Well, he was lifting a bus.
What the fuck?
Maze was
Oh,
literally,
sorry.
like, working out with a broken down bus in the garage parking lot all night. Like, I don't even want to hear
What?
it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Who? When?
Left
Why?
side.
Jesus Christ.
Because.
How?
Because she's built different.
Oh, word. My bad.
It's Maze, who knows?
Holy shit, I'm here for the beginning of a session. I can't stay, so.
Damn.
I'm
Can't
proud of
believe
you
this,
for
Cyrus.
being here.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank
Yeah,
you,
we
thank
get
you. I'm
to-
literally
we-
fucking off at work right now to be here.
Okay.
Well, if you get free, feel free to jump in or listen if you would like to. It is nice to have you potentially
Okay,
back.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll try. Oh, Dylan, check the thing I sent you. I don't know how much it would cook, but it probably maybe something.
Oh. The. Oh,
Not like I didn't draw it, but like an idea that I don't know if Kira would be down with.
That sounds pretty fire. You'd have to ask her though. Does sound fire though.
I don't know where these ideas are coming from. Maybe it's my lack of sleep.
Yeah, you know, cooking always comes easy when you're sleep deprived.
It's true. I get my best work done when I haven't slept.
Yeah, I do all of my D&D
Yeah.
prep when I'm supposed to be sleeping.
Yep.
Word.
Anyways, so
Word.
we are, like I said, going to go and get started. So it's all you guys.
Doug fades from fucking existence.
You and
Goodbye.
Arthur are chilling out in the crater right now. So,
Oh fuck, were you saying something?
oh my god.
What about me and
You're
Arthur?
chilling.
You
You're in
guys,
the
I was
crater
just
right
saying,
now.
you guys are pretty much doing your own thing.
Oh, okay. Word.
We're-
Alright, deuces, I gotta go back to work.
All right. Yeah, Maze will be making a protein shake and getting his stuff, and is getting ready to head out. He'll let the party take lead if they want to. All right. It's awfully quiet in here.
I told you guys you're gonna have to take initiative. I'm not gonna handhold you guys this session.
Let's see. What'll I have made?
This is a good chance for those of you who don't usually lead in this party to speak up and get some roleplay experience here.
Currently getting food.
Understandable.
I don't won't count you in
in-
the people who don't usually lead. You've been pretty on top of things lately. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, agreed. Alright,
Ryan's
I'm
gonna look at
going
everyone and
to-
go, well, I'm just gonna go get some food. Y'all want anything?
You're coming with. Maze points at Brian. He says, "You're coming with me.
No, I'm getting chicken.
You will not fight this."
I
He's
will
going.
fight
He's
this.
going.
I will fight you.
He's going to pick you up. I'm going
Brian
to
is
strength to
going.
pick Brian
Can
up.
I make a reflex to dodge?
You can
Counter roll
counter each
time.
other.
I am so sorry, Brian.
Why are you sorry? I'm confused. I rolled a 20. Fuck you.
I rolled a 22.
I rolled no, it's a nat 20. Doesn't that just beat everything?
Nat
I rolled a
20.
nat
I'm
22.
gonna say this right now. Nat 20 is not a guaranteed success.
And we both rolled natural 20s.
So if you both critted, you're gonna have to counter roll.
I'm fucking gonna counter roll the counter roll.
Uh-huh. That is an 18.
That is a 9.
He's going to pick you up.
Somebody help me.
You fought well. You're coming with me. He's going to carry him outside of the cabin.
Oh, what are we doing?
We're going to go lift some weights.
Oh, fun.
I'm gonna
I
take you to the
wanted
garage.
bacon.
Oh, you can
You
come
say
too.
that, and Cody turns around with a plate full of bacon
Oh yeah.
that she has just gotten done cooking.
How far away is Maze and Brian?
I mean, you just went out the door.
Smell
Yeah.
bacon. Can we go back and have some?
Okay, but afterwards I'm taking you with me. He drops you.
Alright, bacon time.
Oh.
And Brian
Maze is
just,
going to
like,
take...
yoink the
Wait,
plate from under Faye. Or from Faye. That'd be funny.
What?
And can Brian just like yoink the plate from Faye? Just yoink.
Well, I mean, Cody's holding the plate right now, and I don't know if you want to be rude to the person who cooks for you.
Oh, never the fuck mind. Brian's just gonna walk over and grab a couple pieces of bacon.
Maze is going to take a handful and he's going to blend it and put it into his protein shake.
Thank you.
Faye will grab a couple pieces and then chase after them.
Okay.
I think Solon's gonna go train with Rhett. That would be a good time, I believe.
With Rhett?
Yeah.
Alright, so you had to go get some hours in an area you're not supposed to be able to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Maze, Brian, and Faye and their partners are all going somewhere ? Which leaves Anna, who is... I just got a message, hold on. Anna is practicing with Judah, which leaves Pridwin, Lunala, Isaac, all of them. What are you guys up to?
That's a great question. Pridwin's definitely still kind of out of it. I think Isaac's probably going to go follow Maze.
Understandable. Maze is heading towards the garage.
Okay. So you guys are going to the garage, ?
Yeah, he's gonna go to the back area where he was lifting the bus.
Okay. You do so?
All right. Yes. No, Brian's not currently here. Is Faye here? I guess.
Yes.
Isaac. All right. He's gonna look to all of you, and he'll be sitting. He'll say, "Choose your workout equipment."
He will start moving the bacon in her hands like they're dumbbells and taking bites.
Not enough. You can't just eat. You have to work off of that. You have to work off that weight.
But food's so good.
Finish your food. Choose workout equipment. Isaac, what do you choose?
Isn't this a mechanic's shop?
Yes.
I don't. He's looking around. I don't see any equipment here.
There's plenty. He's gonna get under the bus and begin to fucking bench press it.
Oh.
Like this.
I have an idea.
He drops the bus.
Do not drop the bus.
Oh, okay. He lifts the bus back up.
He's going to hold his hand out to Viviana and say, "Would you like an exercise?"
I do not see the point in being in this disgusting area.
Would you like to? He looks over to Maze. Crush him.
She squints at you. She squints at Maze.
Crush him.
I suppose.
Follow my lead. He holds his hand out.
She takes it.
A test of strength for both of us. As soon as Viviana transforms, he is going to swing the whip so that it goes around the bus and then digs into the ground on the other side. I try to pull the bus down, you try to push it up.
Ooh, I like this. I am ready.
And then Isaac is going to start pulling.
Alright, opposing strength checks. That is a 26.
Oh my god. Hang on. Whoop. Oh my god, that was an actual 20.
Oh shit! How do you crush him?
You say ready, and you aren't expecting him to pull literally the second that you say it. So you literally you say ready, and then immediately the bus gets pulled straight down on top of you.
I like to imagine that he hasn't moved from his position, he just got pushed into the ground.
Jesus Christ.
Are you okay down there?
Yes.
Do you want me to keep going, or are you stuck?
Keep going.
Harder.
Opposing strength checks.
Oh my god.
Another 26.
Hold on, let me add his strength. There we go. Oh damn. That's that comes out to an 18, so you beat him that time.
He slowly begins to lift the bus outwards. As he lifts it, he says, "So, what have you guys been doing since our group left for the night?"
Nothing particularly of note occurred. It's been quiet since the last attack. I think that they know better than to tempt fate again. If I were to wager, if they are planning on attacking us again, they're probably hoping that we'll leave the academy.
Fair. While we were gone, we blew up a facility.
Was it? Weren't you going to talk to the Scrawny boy's father?
Yes. I
And you
punched him in
blew
the
up.
face.
Marvelous.
The bastard created clones of my beloved. Could not let that stand.
Your beloved.
He's gonna slide his PDA out as the home screen turns on.
In Isaac's interlink with Viv, he says, I think he might be slightly unstable.
You're just figuring that out now.
He seemed well adjusted to me.
You and I have very different definitions of well-adjusted.
And then, well, after that, well, before I destroyed those clones, I beat the shit out of a robotic lion. We were sentenced through a bunch of trials, and then we fooled Liam's father, got up close, and then I punched him in the face. And then those same lions from earlier murdered him. And then the facility blew up.
Were you able to get the information you were seeking before he got murdered?
Yes. I believe Liam has a lot of that information. We believe we must search for his brother. It seems Anima Fabrica is searching for him.
I see.
Likely why they've gone quiet.
Then is that our battle plan?
Indeed. We track down the boy, which we believe we know the location of, and impede any Anima Fabrica soldiers on the way there.
Excellent. Then are we doing that today?
Great question. Ask our team leaders. I just kind of go along.
I suppose we'll have to ask as soon as we're done here.
He's going to slide out from under the bus and sort of stretch, and he says, that was a good workout. Thank you.
Of course.
Well, it seems the other two didn't work out. He begins to glare at Faye and Brian.
I did squats.
I'm just here. I don't even know what the hell to do.
Ryan stares at blank wall.
Maze staring menacingly.
Ryan's gonna go over to one of the bench racks and lay down and start doing bench presses.
This is a wrecking yard.
Lift me, Brian.
He's gonna walk over to Faye and just
Fair enough.
make a strength roll for that.
You don't even have to make a strength roll. Faye is tiny. You do
I
not
is
have trouble
small.
lifting her.
You struggle a little bit. Alright, I suppose we can make our way and go speak with the team leaders. Liam included, I suppose.
Indeed.
Where
Well,
are they, by the way?
I'm pretty sure everybody's still back at the, or like Pridwin, Liam, and everyone else is still back at the house.
Oh, okay. Were you going to say something before that? No, I don't know if he was going to say something before that. I interrupted.
Soul and I sent you a message.
All right. 2 seconds.
Suppose we'll walk back to the cabin.
Because I'm on the wrong channel.
Sorry, hang on. Facts from God.
Love faxes from God.
Okay. Pridwin's probably going to be hang on. Another facts from God. Pridwin's going to be leaning against the outside like porch area.
I assume Maze would see him.
Yeah, he doesn't seem. He seems to be actively there for the purpose of talking to people when they get back.
Mm-hmm. As Maze approaches, he looks to Pridwin and he says, "So, about the thing."
Oh, yes. Liam and Katia have already
They've already what?
gone.
Oh, like left the academy.
No.
Oh.
They said that they were going to speak with administration, presumably to greenlight the mission. However, I have a feeling that if we take longer than they would like, then they are probably going to leave without us. So I think we should probably collect everyone.
Agreed. I've already briefed them on our escapades.
Excellent.
Well, I suppose we should gather everyone and look for them.
Would you prefer if myself and Viviana stayed here to watch after the non-combatants again?
It's up to you. Who would like to go and who would like to stay?
This is family business. So I think at least until we are done with Anima Fabrica, I will continue to be here.
Very well.
Isaac will nod and then head inside of the cabin.
Maze
Um,
will wait. Oh, was it?
I'm pretty sure that Solon is down at the forge right now, so I think Pridwin is going to open his PDA and he's going to send a message to the group saying that we have a mission.
I would say
Maze
probably
looks
about 3-4 hours have passed at this point. Between you guys working out at the garage and Solon getting some work in with Rhett.
There's a cat outside. Oh, I'm muted. God damn it.
Oh, yeah.
So those of you who are not immediately present, your PDAs will light up with a message from Pridwin.
Ooh, a message. You got a mission.
Yes, you're with us.
I know. I like killing.
I love killing.
No. I don't like that. Yeah, but killing is a fun side hobby.
Um.
So what's the plan? I was in the middle of working.
Hang on.
Okay.
Pridwin is.
Hold on a second. Sorry, just a second.
You're good.
Sorry.
You're good.
Is everyone here?
I think so.
By this point, all of you should have made it back to the cabin. Anna, you reconvene with everybody. Solon, you are back, still having a smithing apron on, looking like you were slightly interrupted.
I apologize, but we are on something of a tight time scale, considering the nature of our mission. Liam, Minerva, and Katia have already gone to get a head start. We are headed for Kansas City?
I thought Kansas was a state. Is it a city?
There's a city.
Apparently it's not even in Kansas.
Just
Where
make
is it?
fucking sense.
He's like looking at a map. I think it's partially in Missouri.
Tell me this, man. What?
Why would you name a city after a state that's not even your own?
People are dumb.
And it's not even the capital. It doesn't make sense.
Let's say Missouri. That makes sense. That wouldn't be the capital.
Who decided this?
I don't know, but I want to find them and punch them in the face.
Me too.
Don't like them.
We can worry about that later. It's best if we get going now so that they aren't waiting for us for a very long time. I am concerned that if we keep them waiting any longer than we already have, they may wind up doing something rash. So, I recommend that you gather all of your things and we get going now.
Okie dokie.
So what exactly is your plan?
I mean, I'm assuming we're just packing up and heading over to, I mean, do we have, like... What's the because they spoke to administration, I'm assuming that we would have a ride
You were
waiting for us.
told they spoke to administration. But you didn't go with them. So you're not sure what exactly was said or arranged.
So can Pridwin try to get in contact and see if there's a ride waiting for them?
You try to message on the PDA. Who are you messaging?
I mean, he's gonna try and contact administration.
Who in administration?
Who is in administration?
911.
God.
I need a ride.
Let's get an Uber.
I hate how many times people have called 911 for that shit.
Is this Uber?
It's cold!
Yeah, I'll
I need a
Uber you to
ride!
the fucking jail.
Can you get me an ambulance?
You
The
know,
world's
with the
most
amount of
expensive
crap
Uber.
that this group has done, let's just steal an ambulance.
So we're
Also,
going
wouldn't
for
be the
the
worst thing.
full expulsion. Okay, I see. how it
Yeah.
is. So who are you again? Who are you trying to contact?
That's what I'm asking. Who's in administration that he can contact that would be a good idea to contact?
Well, you've got several professors who are your advisors. You have
I mean, you could probably contact Iger.
Iger? Let me see if he. What do you say to him?
Katya, Liam, and Minerva said they were going to speak to you about a mission we're trying to take care of. They've already left. Do you have a ride for us?
You get a message back.
Hang on. Pridwin's expression becomes visibly extremely upset.
Why he's so angry?
Why is this fish so mad?
Let me guess. They did not speak to administration.
The one rule I try to uphold. The one rule, and no one ever follows it.
Well, that's a problem. You made it a rule. You should make it a suggestion, and then it's usually followed.
Well,
What do we do now?
I'm trying to arrange transportation for us. Hopefully they don't do anything stupid before we can get there.
Ryan, I can hear you like sing humming or something.
I was for a second.
I just wanted to make sure you knew you were unmuted. Okay. All right, sing away.
Thank you very much.
Everybody just standing there, like, pausing, gathering their stuff, watching Pridwin typing on his PDA.
Maze is just doing push-ups at this point.
Raven, what are you typing, man? Jesus. Been fast.
I'm just trying to make arrangements.
You tried to get us to go to misery. Gonna be miserable. Misery.
This is going to be very miserable.
Every time I think of
Wait, what?
Misery, I think of the mashup, Misery, CPR, and Reese's Puffs.
Oh, God. Is there anything else the rest of you guys want to do while you're getting your shit ready to go?
Solon's just getting changed out of his blacksmith attire.
Okay.
Brian's gonna walk over to a cabinet and shove 2 boxes of Cinnamon Toast Crunch in his bag. Like, okay, I'm ready.
Anna's
All
doing
he
laundry,
packed was
she's gotta
cereal.
Clean up her mission clothes.
God.
No, not the whole bag, just like boxes, and the rest is like clothes. What the hell else we can shove in there?
All Maze needs is himself and some rice balls.
And I think you need some protein powder.
Yeah, that too. He doesn't even mix it. He doesn't even mix it. He just eats the protein powder whole, like just raw.
Oh,
Raw.
yummy.
Pridman, roll for luck.
What?
Roll for luck.
Okay. 7.
You did not get the luck.
You did not win the lottery, sorry.
Gridwin does not have good luck.
I mean, 7's a lucky number.
He pulled a non-hollow in his Pokemon pack.
It's just an energy.
You guys are getting changed, getting your stuff ready, and you guys have kind of accumulated back into the main room. Pridwin is still typing on his PDA. Lunala sets both of your packs down next to you and looks up at you. Everything alright?
Hang on, who said that?
Your wife.
No. Liam, Cartier, and Minerva left instead of arranging the mission.
She gives you a look. We're surprised by this?
I would have hoped that they would have had every single time that we go off unannounced, something terrible happened.
Oh no.
As you're saying this, your PDA chimes and then chimes and then chimes like 8 times. You look down and you get a burst of messages from Katya.
Oh no.
Oh.
You get like 6 of the messages like that in quick succession, and they're all like delayed messages.
What is it now?
They were offering for me to come with them. I suppose the message was late.
At least they offered, I guess.
They tried. Well, no time to waste at this moment. I suppose we should find a way to get out of here. With them.
Are you sending that to Kat?
Yeah.
Pridwin's facial expressions are going through, like, a series of different emotions at this point, I guess.
Well.
So yeah, that's the last thing she says to you. Any further messages, they give you the, like, the red circle with the exclamation mark.
They're going to be there much earlier than we are. I think it's safe to assume that we should prepare for the worst.
Alright. No time to waste. Let's head out.
So, you guys grab your things. Is there anything that you guys need to do before you leave?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
All good here?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
So you guys head towards the garage. It is late. At this point, I would say it's probably getting close to 11, 12-ish. It is very dark, and the garage is pretty dark. There's always something going on in the garage. Especially because the mechanics like to get a lot of their work done when they are not being bothered or harassed. You see,
to bother and harass them.
indeed, you are. As you guys approach, you can hear a lot of clanging going on. And as you guys approach, a string of cuss words. Like one of you, like Brian, you duck as like a wrench goes flying past you as you walk inside.
Hey, what the fuck? I'm just walking here.
Alex looks up from where she's leaning completely off her feet into an engine. Her face is like covered in oil. She glares at all of you.
Damn, you got a little oil on your face there.
She gives you an emphatic middle finger. What do you guys
I'm
want?
gonna give her a thumbs up. and
I
just
work
smile.
here at night specifically to be left alone.
We're going to Missouri. I mean Missouri. Yes.
We apologize, but we need to go urgently.
Oh, Pridwin. She wipes her face off a bit. And Anna. Alright, since you two are here, I'll let it slide. What do you want?
We need to borrow a vehicle, same one as last time.
You mean the one that you guys didn't come back with? She says, looking at you.
Huh?
The one you left?
It's in the report. It's in the report.
Do you think I read those things? She says, looking at you.
I thought they said they were going to take it back.
That's Lizzie and Maisie's job, not mine.
We need a vehicle, regardless.
That's gonna be tight. We have a lot of people out on missions right now. For all of you, she says, looking you all up and down.
I can ride in the trunk.
We'll take whatever you can give us. It's urgent.
Ugh, okay. Well, she walks over to a panel on the wall and open. It almost looks like a fuse box, but she opens it and there's like a bunch of different hooks with labels on them. And you notice that a lot of the hooks are hanging empty. She, wiping her hands on her clothes, thumbs through them, looking. Best I can do is probably a Humvee. Will that work for you guys? It's either that or this old military truck, she says, thumbing over her shoulder in another direction.
The Humvee will probably be faster. We'll take that.
She glances at you. Can any of you drive? Pretty sure Liam's the one who's been driving.
I know how to drive.
She
I can
squints
only
at you.
sail.
Do you have your license?
An American one? No.
Uh-oh.
Didn't I get that?
I usually just sprint on the roads.
Aren't there laws as long as someone has a license you can drive?
Is
No,
it
it shouldn't be a
valid?
problem as long as no one gets pulled over.
Mine is. It's just not from this country.
She
Mine
grabs
expired about 2 months ago.
She grabs the keys and looks at you, and she goes, "You know which side of the road to drive on?" And holds them out to you.
It's the opposite side, right?
It's gonna be a very interesting
I
car.
suddenly don't feel safe around Pridwin.
Yeah, the only top.
The opposite side is not the most comforting quote.
Does Brian even? No, Brian should know.
Brian does not know how to drive at all.
No, I know. I'm just gonna look at Pridwin and go, if you see bright lights coming towards you and you're in the same lane as it, get in the other lane.
Unless
What do
they're
you-
in the wrong lane, and then...
What
No,
do you
still get
take
in the
me
other
for?
lane unless you want to hit him head on. I mean, shit.
She grimaces and hands you the keys.
Yeah,
Try
no,
and bring
you
this
can't.
one back this time, she says.
Mind him.
No promises.
No promises, nothing, she says, pointing a finger at you. I'm already down a Jeep.
We will be bringing this one back.
Foreshadowing. We won't.
Ryan's
When
gonna
have
stand
we-
over to
Something
Bridget.
will happen to it.
Foreshadowing is a technique to inform the audience.
Foreshadowing is a narrative technique that
I may have to use it as a weapon.
I
No
would
problem.
prefer if you did.
Very well.
The report will inform you on the reason that it has not been returned.
God bless.
Something along the lines of it exploded, it was crushed, or it was thrown.
If there's some giant scary monster involved, it isn't our fault.
Lizzie's gonna kill me, she says, and shoves the keys into your gauntlet and walks back away from you towards the vehicle she's working on.
Isn't this what car insurance is for?
Yes. I do not have car insurance.
Are we
Oh.
covered?
She stops!
I haven't needed to drive my own personal vehicle since I joined the academy.
Just stop talking before she just doesn't give us a vehicle, man.
Starting
Do
to
any of
think
you have-
maybe I should not give you these keys and tell you to fuck off.
If we have to walk all the way, Pridwin, I'm going to be sad.
I am a safe driver, unlike the rest of these maniacs.
That's why I'm not giving them the keys.
I don't even know how to drive.
Hey, I only have an expired license. I actually
I've
have a
literally
working
never-
insurance.
I'm a safe sailor. I can sail shit, so.
You are probably the only person I would trust to drive other than myself.
Judah is whistling to herself, not making eye contact with any of you.
Alright, let's go. I promise not to throw the car.
You guys
Maze
walk over.
crossing his fingers.
There is a bright, like, green,
Driving it into something is not throwing it.
green Humvee
He means throw.
sitting there in the lot. Judah sidles up to you as you guys are loading your things into the back and shoves her hands in her pockets. You want me to take those?
Sure.
She holds her hand out for the keys.
He'll hand them over.
You don't seem like you're in a good headspace to be driving right now anyways. She pats the shoulder of your armor.
Not really.
Just a reminder, I'm a lot older than most of you. And she walks towards the driver's door. You guys are standing outside of the Humvee. You have limited seating, but like Alex said, there's a good chance you can get all of you in if your weapons are in weapon forms.
Pridwin will transform.
It isn't Pridwin driving.
No, he handed the keys over to someone else.
Okay, Brian's
Anna,
gonna turn the weapon for him. As long as we don't die,
Anna's sitting
How do we
in
get there?
in the back with a blanket over her because you don't want to blind the driver.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to blind the driver, especially when you might hit a horse.
Oh my god.
Too fucking soon. Too fucking soon.
I'm concerned.
I was gonna say,
Did you run a horse over?
Yeah.
Allie and I kind
They
of
did.
ran into a
A horse at
Oh,
67
fucking
miles an hour in the middle of
God.
the night
A
I have
horse?
on the
a photo.
highway.
I can send it.
Yes, a horse.
A
Here,
whole
I'll show
ass
you-
horse?
Whole ass
Car
I'll show
is
you guys.
totaled.
I'll show you guys the aftermath.
Mentioning that?
I thought I said something.
that's crazy.
Because
That's-
the
that's
person in
car.
the other lane knew the horse, so they opened the door and stopped on the highway and turned on their high beams. So we were going down a hill. We couldn't see anything until there was a horse ass in our windshield.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. Was the horse okay?
No, it had to be put down.
Oh my
God.
god.
It walked away.
Murdered
from
a
the-
fucking horse?
Oh
It
my
walked
god.
away. When we were getting out of the car, it just shimmied off. Ryan was kept calling
Just
it a deer.
shimmied off. That's crazy.
Shimmied off is not the visual image I wanted for a horse doing any sort of movement. But
Looney Tunes.
God.
People walked, like when they turn around, the horse straight up was like, "Bye, bitch," and just kept going, and we were both just in awe.
The horse had places to go, man.
It went back home. It walked like
Bro literally
200
walked like
feet
fucking 200
home.
feet back west to its fucking house.
in the driveway, like, "Hey, yo, I kind of messed up a little bit. I might have done a thing." Anyway,
You look at that, that's what the
Fuck's
car
sake.
looks like after that.
Yeah, that's their car. Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I'm
That's a
glad
nice
you guys
ass
are
car, too.
okay.
Oh, you wanna know something funny about that? Like right after we get past the person's headlights and I can see, apparently I just very calmly said brown and swerved.
no, he straight up did. He said, "Brown," and
What the hell?
then we were
Brown.
That's that first responder calm for you right there.
He kept calling it a deer. He was like, "We hit a deer." I'm like, "That's not a deer.
That's
Not
a
a
big deer.
That was a
It
moose.
just made more sense to my brain, like, that was a deer. No, that was a fucking horse, man.
The people who were by us started crying. I got out of the car because I thought maybe like they were hurt, and the woman goes, "No, we're fine. I know that horse's owner." And then she starts crying and goes, "I think they're gonna have to put it down." Zero concern for our safety at all.
More worried about the horse.
To be fair, I would be more worried about the horse too.
We couldn't even pull the car off the highway because it just stopped.
Honestly, considering that the car wasn't that fucked up after hitting a horse, I would be more worried about the horse.
It was all on Ryan's side of the car, and dude just opens the door that didn't want to open and just calmly gets out. And I'm like, what the fuck? No bruises, no cuts, no nothing. The glass is shattered on his side. Like,
Calmly
the
step out of the car. Where are we? As I'm dialing 911.
the boyfriend in the
As you
car's
should.
jaw was like on the ground staring at him.
Honestly, props to the car manufacturers because that car fucking tanked the horse, bro.
Shit, I want to know one of
Real.
those things. That car is amazing, and I love it.
Yeah,
I
no,
cry
that car's a
every time I
beast.
see it.
Aw.
I miss it.
Makes me sad.
Such a good car. We gave it a name.
I've even named it Mercy after her favorite Vox Machina character, and then it dies. Like, God damn it. In the show and in the fucking real life. God damn it, man.
Like, so reliable. So sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Sorry, Ryan. Just had to
Yeah.
sprinkle a little bit of trauma. It's the TNT.
Hans is here.
Gotta
in the
keep
horse
gotta
community.
keep the horse lore.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
There's drama in the horse community.
Fuck that horse. Glad they put it down.
God bless. So
Too much
I'm
ram, not
I'm-
enough dodge still.
not enough dodge. I'm so distracted. Okay, so you guys are getting into a car. You guys load up, and Judah twirls the keys around her finger before sticking them into the ignition and starting it. She dials something into the GPS at the front, and she glances back at the rest of you and says, on a good day, about a 9-hour drive, no stops. I give it probably 10, 11, if the weather permits.
We stop and get Popeyes on the way.
I was thinking
Maybe.
Denny's.
One or the other, we don't really care. Maybe Wendy's. Wendy's also sounds good.
Maybe.
Oh, we were going to stop by Bucky's.
Do they have
I
burgers?
was told we're going to Bucky's!
What even is Bucky's?
What the fuck is a Bucky's?
You never been to Bussies?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Written in the backseat saying exactly that.
And yes, I am aware that they have slowly been expanding beyond Texas.
Oh yeah, we're getting one up here now. It's weird.
There's
The
one in
infection
Vegas.
spreading.
As long as they stay out of Oklahoma, I'm okay.
They're in Oklahoma.
No,
You're not safe.
They're in Oklahoma. What do you
they're
mean?
not in my Oklahoma.
The safe from Bucky's map is slowly getting smaller.
Oh my god. So yeah, you guys roll out of the academy and you're on your way. You guys have a good 10 hours at least. I'll roll for weather in a minute. What do you guys want to talk about on the way?
Better in your guys' opinions, Popeyes or KFC?
Popeyes.
I agree. Their freaking chicken sandwiches are great.
Cannot answer that question for I have never had Popeyes.
You fucking
Sin.
singer. You should correct this. If you don't like Popeyes, try again. Simply go to a different one.
I prefer to go to Charlie's Chicken. Thank you.
Never had that. You know, maybe
I like
we need to
Angry
correct that.
In our town, the closest thing we have to a Popeyes, KFC, or Cane's is a freaking Wendy's.
Ah,
Funny
used to-
story.
Oh.
One time, Allie and I were gonna go up and get Chick-fil-A, so we went up to Nebraska, right? The fucking place we decided to go to, the Chick-fil-A was on a goddamn college campus, so you drove 2 hours for nothing.
damn.
Go McDonald's instead. That was just disappointing.
He was so
Yeah.
bad the whole way, and I was like, "They're there."
I was
is
trying to
okay.
get Raising Cane's afterwards, and I couldn't find the place to drive into it. And I'm like,
I used to work at Cane's. It was hell.
I believe it.
Did you get those people asking for like tubs of the Raising Cane sauce?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's an
I've heard that
actual-
from multiple sources. Cane's
To be
been so
fair,
ass.
To be fair, that sauce is like crack.
Dude, that sauce is amazing. I don't know what they put in it. It might be crack.
The chicken's unseasoned. It's the only thing that makes that food good.
Yeah, chicken's literally just regular fucking
Yeah.
chicken
Yeah.
strips.
Yeah.
There's nothing particularly like exceptional about the chicken. It's just the sauce.
Yeah. The toast
Yeah.
was hard.
It is.
I
it
honestly
is
wasn't that impressed with
only
Cane's.
because
Wait a second.
Yeah,
Oh, and you can
The
say you
only
were
thing-
literally the sauce boss.
I am.
the only thing I can say about Cane's chicken is that it's not dry.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean-
and they don't. Yeah.
It's not super dry. Yeah, there's definitely places with worse chicken. KFC chicken's pretty dry.
Yeah, it is. I had KFC once and I hated it.
Is this canonically what's being talked about in the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
movie?
yeah.
Yeah, in the car. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Canonically,
Sorry, it's a car conversation. Maze canonically used to work at Raising Cane's.
Fuck's sake.
Brian canonically hates KFC.
He got fired
never
for
ate
getting into a fight with a customer.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you guys are in the car. You're gonna be in the car for a while. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
Pridwin is brooding right now.
Edwin, you're not Batman. Stop brooding. What's your opinions on the current Marvel instead of coming in?
I am the knight.
I did.
Maze
It's
is
better
on
than
the-
DC, anyways.
Maze would be on the top of the car doing workouts
Oh my god.
as they're driving.
Maze, what the fuck?
Judy is not gonna let you
What?
work out on the top of the car.
He's gonna work out on the top of the car.
Then she's gonna
Just
stop
imagine doing-
driving.
Oh,
Just imagine him doing fucking sit-ups on top of the car somehow. It's like, ow. You're not falling off.
he's heavy.
Puts a dent in the seat top of it.
Over time, the roof of the car begins to warp.
Maze, you're warping the roof!
Uh-huh.
Maze,
Fucking
Maze picks up the
stop it.
car and starts running.
This is taking too long. Jumps out of car and starts pushing.
I was gonna say to Amani in the inner link, our friends are menaces.
You're just figuring that out now?
No, I just
That
thought
is
I'd
just
get more
pathetic.
used to it.
No. You don't.
All right, Brian. In the car, we're doing an arm wrestling match.
That sounds like an awful idea, considering I stay in sword form.
Hmm.
All of the weapons are in their weapon forms so that all of you could fit.
Can't believe this. All right, Solon. Arm wrestling match.
Brian is going
Solon looks up from
In
the metal he's fiddling with. No.
Tightly packed
Yes.
fucking Humvee.
Brian's gonna say to Faye, rock, paper, scissors, go.
Oh my god, he's
All
like
right,
a
bet.
child, Lunala says under her breath, leaning leaning into Pridwin's shield.
You can do rock paper scissors in your weapon form, but you can't do it arm wrestling.
You just have to say it out loud.
And you
the
just go
same
basically
time.
1, 2, 3 and say whatever one you're thinking.
I feel like that would be cheating.
That's what
Only,
Faye and
only
Brian
if
do.
it's delayed.
That's true.
Just gotta say it at the same time.
Yeah, just have to go literally 3, 2, 1 and say the thing. It's like, come on.
There's a lot of arguing that happens over
Yeah,
it being too slow or not.
the whole conversation is just in character.
Yeah,
It's really just debate practice is what it turns into after
Yeah.
a certain point.
Everyone just keeps having a petty squabble in the car.
The
Anna
parents
starts
like it
humming
because
the
eventually
100
the
bottles of beer on the
arguing,
lawn.
it just like turns
Oh, yes.
into not talking to each other. So then it gets quiet. So they're like, okay.
I feel like for our group though, it did eventually just turn into like a small fist fight in the back.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Maze would be
Brian is just like,
sharpening
"Hey,
his
you son
blade.
of a bitch." Whack.
She does what I do. She finds that opening. Like, the gap. Just spills it all. Then she's
Maze will begin tending to his blade.
Pouting.
Yeah, because no one will arm wrestle him.
Judah glances into the rear view in all of your directions and says, so where exactly am I going? I mean, Kansas City proper has like 500,000 people in it. This is not a small place we're going to. Do we have any idea what we're getting into?
They told me nothing.
Well, that's not helpful.
I mean, are you even sure that they have any idea what they're doing? Linola adds.
Committing crimes?
Probably not. Although we'd be lucky if we could figure out where they even are.
Still nothing on the PDA?
It went dead after the last message.
So, we don't have any sort of game plan, Judah says, glancing back at the road.
I was hoping we'd be able to make one before people started going off, but so far the only game plan I can think of now is just finding them.
Well, we'll make it work.
Indeed.
Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Recent mistakes.
Not that I can think of.
Ben has that weather sensibility.
She's faxing.
So, you guys write out the rest of the 10 hours in silence. As you guys start to get near to the city, Judah once again glances into the rear view and says, okay, for real, I don't know where I'm going and it's starting to stress me out.
The only thing I was told was that they were up somewhere, which is incredibly unhelpful.
The tallest building, perhaps?
Maybe. I doubt that. Well, for one, I doubt that they would be there for long.
Would one of the people with soul perception be able to use a high vantage point to look around?
Oh, for an entire
Much.
city looking for a specific soul? No. Not that big of an area. You'd be able to sense that somebody powerful was nearby, but that's about it.
I'd imagine it would be like looking through an ocean.
So someone powerful like Katya.
If she didn't have her soul protection up.
Which she almost always does.
Let's see. I have an ability that can help. But I would have to unlock it. So, what I will do, let's see. Hmm. DM, I could accept a challenge, and if I'm lucky, I could get a mutation that could help.
Pred also got a chime on his PDA.
Oh boy. They just gave us coordinates. He's going to send it to the group chat.
You sent the address to the group chat. Judah reorients the GPS and starts driving.
Mhm.
Considering that you guys left at midnight to 1-ish, you are hitting Kansas City in the middle of lunch rush. So you don't get anywhere fast. It is hectic. For those of you that are not fluent with cars, like Brian and Amani, it is stressful. The traffic here, with zero concern for anybody's well-being other than the people driving their own cars.
Traffic in Kansas City.
I cried the first, 4 times I drove in Kansas City when I was younger. Kansas City traffic is ass. Yeah, so you
You get to see
finally...
road rage, Anna.
You finally make it to this location, and it is a large... It almost looks like a warehouse. There aren't a whole lot of people around. It's not exactly like in a ritzy residential area. This is more, like I said, in a more warehouse, sort of run-down looking area.
Well, this is foreboding.
As you guys are looking around anxiously, catching looks from several people standing on street corners, eyeing the Humvee, the door in front of you, one of the large double metal doors, swings open, and you see your sister standing there. She looks around and then gives you the nod, the come here nod.
He'll approach.
Thank God, she says under her breath, and hugs you.
Alright, let's go crush some skulls.
Don't be a dumbass. We just got here. You guys quickly grab your things and lock up the Humvee before entering through the doors. And you walk into a lower level area that appears fairly empty. There is a very large lift on the far wall, and she starts walking towards it.
He'll follow.
We got pretty lucky. One of the East Coasters on the team happens to own an apartment here. Gave us the keys, told us not to wreck the place, the usual. You guys load onto the lift, and she reaches up. She actually has to jump up to grab the metal door and slide it closed. It squeals and makes a horrible sound as it does, and there's a heavy thud as it hits the bottom. She turns and activates the lift. it rumbles and lurches for a moment. Imani glances to the side at you, Brian, and goes, "Is this thing safe?"
I have no idea.
I'm gonna go with no, Warden says, and bracing against the side of the lift walls.
As long as it doesn't fall with us in it, I guess.
I didn't need that mental image, Imani says.
Sorry.
The
I mean, we can teleport, so it's fine.
lift rumbles. And
Swear to God, if I fucking jinx it, I'm gonna be pissed.
starts groaning upwards against the gears.
Oh gosh.
You go up one story, and then another, and another, until you make it to the 5th story, and it lurches to a halt, knocking several of you off of your feet. Sorry about the transport. She shrugs. Needs some working on, I guess. She goes to, slide the door, the lift door up, and you step out into a very tiny little entry area. You see an actually heavy-duty looking door this time, thick metal ahead, and there is a keypad. She walks up and bangs on the door, alternatively, instead of using the keypad. There's a pause, and then there's a series of unlatching sounds, and the keypad beeps. And it swings open, and you see Katya standing there, her hands in her
Are there
hoodie
enough
pockets.
security there?
It's a bad part of town, Minerva says, and walks into the doorway.
I couldn't tell.
As you guys follow, you find yourself almost stepping into a different world. You've entered a very, almost ritzy looking apartment. Everything is refurbished. There's nice floors. The brick walls of the old building are showing through nicely in a way with the metal beams and accents that is just very appealing. And the entire floor, the entire 5th floor has been turned into this apartment. That is very open concept. There's a huge kitchen on the side. An entire bar. There's what looks like a couple sectioned off areas for bedrooms towards the back. There's a big living area with like a full U shape of couches surrounding some electronic equipment, TVs and the like. Minerva waits till all of you are inside, and then she shuts the door and proceeds to latch all of the latches on it. And you guys are in this apartment.
Damn, this place is nice.
Yeah, I guess the chick's dad is like a lawyer or something, Minerva says. She walks over and sits on one of the bar stools near the large central island in the kitchen. You guys made good time, she says, looking at all of you.
We did our best on such short notice.
Good as a good driver.
Which is better, KFC, Popeyes, or Raising Cane's for like 5 minutes?
Yeah, sorry about
Big
that,
bread.
Minerva says under her breath. We didn't exactly, plan on this happening. Her eyes shift towards the back wall of the apartment where it looks like a hallway leads further in. You can tell that she's tense, but trying her best to make casual conversation. The good news is we're here. We have a place to set up. And nobody's hurt, Katya says, and shoves her hands back in her pockets again.
Indeed. Have you obtained any information since you left?
Yeah, actually, Minerva says, leaning on the counter. We, made a friend on the way in. There's a, local cop. He, actually tried to arrest us, thought we were breaking in here at first, and then, when we got everything sorted out, he decided he wanted to be helpful, I guess. Minerva shrugs. He gave us a little bit of information, said he'd have more when he comes on shift later today.
Then I suppose it's just a matter of waiting.
If you want to wait. The real benefit of this place is this, she says, and gets up and walks over towards the wall that the kitchen shares, and there's a door that leads out to a balcony. She walks out onto it and leans against the railing and gestures. Got a pretty good view from up here.
And Maze is gonna step out to the balcony.
You do so.
Um,
This is one of the taller buildings in this area, and you are on the top floor, so you can see quite a ways in a lot of different directions.
I did get a mutation that gives me advantage on perception checks. I want to roll perception to find. I guess he's looking for like any suspicious persons.
Roll.
That is a 17.
With 17, I don't know how to tell you this. Everybody looks suspicious. The people that are milling about, walking around, hanging on the street corners, none of them look like people that you would want to hang out with. There's a restaurant down on the corner that's getting a lot of foot traffic. This is kind of a sort of slummy area. All the cars that roll through here have like hella tinted windows. A lot of the businesses all have like bars on the windows.
Yeah.
The neon lettering on the restaurant is like a couple letters are faded out.
Yeah. Better question. Could I find any cars or any vehicles there that are too clean and kind of stick out to be in this area?
You rolled a 17, right?
Yeah.
With the 17, no.
No? Okay.
No. It is, like I said, you've reached this probably about 12-1-ish.
Uh-huh.
There are no cars moving through this area of that description right now.
Okay. You'll walk back inside.
Minerva's back at her spot at the bar.
Anna takes the opportunity to take a shower and get settled in.
You do so.
Eventually settles in by watching TV, the news specifically, local.
Mm-hmm. With that roll, Jesus Christ. Immediately you get a flash. There is priority news coming across the station, and the headlines are another brutal robbery takes place in Kansas City proper.
Newsworthy robberies.
Hmm.
I guess she'll just turn up the volume, blast it so everyone can hear.
You start to turn the volume up and it immediately goes to commercial. There's a commercial for KFC.
Oh my god.
It appears to the rest of you that Anna has turned the TV up very loud so that you can hear this KFC commercial.
Anna, turn it up!
What? I don't understand Americans' obsession with fried foods.
That's because KFC is shit.
I will take your word for it.
Well, KFC should be burnt to the fucking Popeyes is better.
What are the rest of you guys doing while Anna is waiting for the commercials to stop?
Brendan's probably going to be looking out the window, just trying to survey the land, make sure that there isn't any. He's specifically also going to be looking at like windows and other high buildings to see if there's anybody who might be where they shouldn't be.
So you're looking specifically at the tops of the buildings?
Yeah, just in case there's somebody like up on high ground that we weren't accounting for.
Roll.
Hang on.
Brian is gonna go over to a different window and start looking around. See if he sees anything interesting.
Dice, please. That's a 19.
With a 19, you notice something odd, Pridwin, as you're surveying the buildings around you. Kind of catty-cornered to your building is another somewhat tall building. It's about 2 blocks away. And you notice consistently there seems to be somebody in the window at all times.
That's fucking weird.
Do they seem to be watching us or our position at all, or are they
From 2 blocks away, you can't really tell. But you do catch metal, like the reflection of metal as well from the window, like a glint.
There's an individual surveying from that window. I can't tell if they're watching us, but they're definitely on the lookout. They haven't moved in, well, since I noticed them.
After hearing Pridwin say that, Brian's gonna start looking around for any suspicious individuals.
Roll.
He will, outside of the view of the window, he will point, in the direction that he saw them.
Maze will
Mm.
also look over there.
Got a 12.
14.
You guys don't know what Pridwin is talking about. You can see the
I'm looking
building,
at it,
sure,
window.
but
Mm-hmm.
that's about it.
I was looking
He
at a
will
different
he will actually describe the floor and the window that they are looking from.
With that description, you can sort of make out the shape in the window, but that's about it.
Well, there's definitely a guy there.
There's a couple of possibilities. Either they are watching us, they are watching someone completely unrelated to our situation, or they're on the lookout for the same person we are. I think that
I'm gonna sneak over there and find out.
it might be a good idea to try and scope them out. However, I would not. I'm not sure what the best move would be. We'd have to send over the people who could be stealthy, so I would have to remain here.
I mean, I can teleport at least 100 feet, so.
But
I glow in the dark.
My concern about your teleportation is it's kind of windy. Not the most discreet.
This isn't exactly our home turf, Minerva says. Maybe we shouldn't go, causing a scene outright.
My thoughts exactly.
See, you say that, but anywhere we go, shit always seems to happen.
That's why I'm watching the news.
Speaking of the news, the commercials have ended, Anna.
Thank fuck no more camps.
Brought to you by.
It has been KFC the
Sponsor.
entire ad break.
The whole thing is it's like one of those things where like it glitches out somehow and it's the same KFC commercial, and when it ends the same commercial starts, and then when it ends the same commercial starts.
It's like those fucking like advertisement channels where they don't have any anyone taking up the other blocks, so they just have the same commercial rerun over and over again.
Ryan's eyes gonna start twitching as he's watching the TV and just say, Anna, can you please either change the channel or shut it off? I'm going insane.
As the commercials end, the live report comes back, and instead of a reporter in a newsroom, you actually see a reporter standing street level. And she has one hand, her fingers up against her ear, trying to listen, and as it goes live, she clears her throat and pulls the mic close to her chest. I'm standing here in the front of First National Bank, where another brutal robbery has just taken place. Authorities are on scene and investigating, but it appears that the culprits are once again at large and have already left the scene of the crime. We have at least 5 people injured, unknown if there will be any deaths like the last few. This is just one in a string of multiple robberies that have taken place over the span of the last several weeks. The culprits are extremely dangerous, considered armed, and we have no idea where they will strike next. The officers are recommending that you guys stay in your homes. If you have to commute, do so safely. She pauses as somebody else is speaking to her side, and she shakes her head. This is not a good day for Kansas City. It is not safe to be out on the street at this time.
Could say that it is miserable.
I'm leaving.
Maze is going to punch Brian.
Brian, make an athletics check to dodge.
Fucking launches him through the wall.
I rolled a 3. I'm not dodging that.
That's a 17. You're getting punched and
You-
possibly thrown into a wall.
You gut punch him.
Oh, yep. You deserve that. Oh. Oh, what the fuck? Not have punched less.
Sorry, I'm not sure I know how to do that.
You just put less effort into it, man. Shit.
I did put less effort into it.
It was just a little love tap.
It was.
Brian's gonna try to punch Maze in the face now. Just
Alright, roll to hit.
no, roll like shit. That's a nat fucking 20.
Ooh, you punch him in the face. That was a good hit.
Just say, over there.
That was a good hit. Now let me show you a good hit. That's an 18
No!
roll.
Minerva says, getting in between you two. This is not our apartment, and you are not going to wreck it.
We can save that
Oh.
until we get back to the academy, okay?
You will get punched.
We'll get punched.
Can
Very
we
well.
maybe not tear each other apart?
We're not actually gonna tear each other apart. It's just a little bit of fun.
Just rough housing. Anyway, what's our plan?
Mm-hmm. The current plan, I think, is... I'm trying to consider our options. We can remain here and try and maintain surveillance. We can go out and try and invite this criminal to encounter us to find out if it is Liam's brother or if it's someone else. Or we can try and confront the other person watching out the window.
Anna's looking up the crime spree, seeing what exactly they hit and why, or at least why they think they hit those places. Is it just banks, or is it other places and stuff like that?
Roll. Roll for research.
What did I roll? Okay. 14.
The 14? Okay, I'll send you what you get. That's what you get with a 14.
Seems like they're trying to get cash.
Cash.
They're attacking banks, jewelry stores, businesses, anything that might have capital and money to spend.
So they're a high dollar criminal. I suppose that would make sense then.
It's not just a criminal, it seems to be a group. Numbers vary.
A group. I wonder what their
I'm
plan.
gonna compare and contrast that information with the information 1010 gave her on Anna Fabrica.
A few moments later.
And that's true.
So, you guys, what do you want to do?
I mean, Predwin laid out his suggestions.
Actually, hold on, I'm curious.
Oh?
As you guys are having this conversation, you hear a tone chime from the keypad near the entry door.
Hmm.
Well, that's not good. I recommend we hide.
Indeed. Actually, couldn't that be the officer that we were waiting on?
Does he have the code? Kind of weird for the officer to have a code to a private residence that he doesn't own.
That was the doorbell, Minerva says, pushing herself up from the bar. It chimes at you when somebody's at the keypad. There's a interface with a camera. Come on. She walks over and taps on the keypad. An image comes up, and you see a man standing there. He is wearing sunglasses. He's got a white button-down and a suit jacket on, from what you can tell. He slowly reaches up and lowers the glasses a little bit to look at the camera. Minerva looks at the rest of you and says, "That's not the officer I spoke with."
You don't recognize him at all?
She shakes her head no.
Hmm.
Come on! You gonna let me in or not?
Pridwin's gonna look to everyone else and say, should the rest of you hide while I try and converse with him?
We really don't have anything else to lose.
Fair enough.
I'm also not that great at hiding.
So, am I unlocking it? Minerva says, looking confused.
I think
as well.
maybe everyone should prepare.
I'm always prepared, baby.
Please don't call me that.
He he blows you a kiss.
Please don't do that.
I'm calling HR.
I'm calling HR.
So Minerva unlocks the door and he pushes the sunglasses up on his face, grabs something off the ground, and steps inside.
May I ask who you are?
You say this, and you hear the lift activating. Almost like he didn't even hesitate. He just walked straight in like he knew where he was going. You can hear, even from the apartment where you're at, the lift grinding aggressively. You hear it lurch to a halt, finally, on your floor. A minute later, you hear a knocking, the rapping of knuckles on the far side of the metal door.
Oh, no.
Minerva
It's the
looks
Raven.
at the rest of you.
Peter,
Never
the
mind.
Raven's here.
Well, who wants to open it?
Are you
Pridwin will,
guys ready?
Pridwin will nod and then move forward and prepare to open the door.
I'm just kind of imagining you guys in a fucking kill circle around the door.
Yeah.
Mace is cracking
Frying
his
pans,
knuckles.
spatula, spoons. We have actual weapons, but who needs those?
We are actual.
Mace is cracking his knuckles.
As you guys make your little kill circle, Pridwin, you approach the door.
Banana.
Banamba.
Banamba.
You open it.
Yeah?
You open the door, and without precedent, the man walks right in. The moment you open it. In one hand, he's holding, like his right hand, he's got a drink carrier with multiple things of coffee. Like, enough for all of you, which is kind of impressive that he has a carrier that can carry that much. With the other hand, he is neatly taking his sunglasses off and folding them, resting them in the pocket of his suit jacket. He looks up and his piercing blue eyes immediately meet you as he stops, you being in his way. Are you gonna move? The coffee's getting cold.
Are you going to introduce yourself?
He smirks, glancing at the kill circle around you. And put your cute little weapons away. We don't need to have a problem here, do we?
The only reason we'd have a problem is if you wanted us to have a problem.
Good, he says, and tries to walk past you.
He is standing in the way again.
The man sighs
Amazing.
and holds the drink carrier out to you. Then you take this. It's rather heavy.
Maze is just already on the couch. He's bored.
Fredwin takes the carrier. Are you going to introduce yourself?
Richter, he says, brushing off his suit jacket. Felix Richter. I'm a detective for KCPD.
Fredwin looks over to Lunala, or Minerva.
Minerva looks at you and shrugs.
I don't see a badge.
He sighs, reaches into the inside of his jacket, and pulls something out, flipping it open. You see a badge inside of a case. Satisfied?
Does it look legit?
It looks like a badge.
Fair enough. Fredwin will step to the side.
You step to the side and he waltzes inside and sits down at the countertop at the island on one of the bar stools. Well, you guys certainly aren't discreet.
I'm not known for that.
And that is
Clown
going to
cars
be a
usually
problem.
do that.
What was that?
I said it's
Clown
going to be a
cars
problem.
usually do that.
Oh. No, you're good. We should manage. Well, the rest of us are good at being discreet. Me and the armored one, not so much.
On average, we work better as a hammer than a scalpel.
Well,
The
that's gonna
literal
be a
light show.
problem. Because I don't need you fucking up our investigation.
From the sound of it, you have no leads. So what investigation?
And you're taking that
Good.
from what? Fox News?
Maybe.
You really think we're gonna put all of our cards out on the table?
Turns the TV off.
God, I'd really hope they'd send a smart team. I am, unfortunately, the liaison between you all and us. He crosses his arms. And to know, I did not ask for this position or want it. I am here to make sure you don't fuck up a case that is months in the making.
Oh, we're good at that, regardless of if we're supervised or not.
No, maybe you shouldn't say.
We get the job done, just not in the way that most expect.
Given our success rate, I sincerely don't think that's going to be an issue for you.
Your
It's
success
unorthodox,
rate.
but it works.
And what exactly is your success rate? Because as far as I'm concerned, every single time one of your little academy members shows up here, you wreak havoc, you leave a bunch of destruction in your wake, and then you fuck off and leave us to deal with the rest of it.
What is
Yeah,
it?
hear about
What is
you hear
it?
about
10 missions, 3 fatalities?
you hear about what happened in Russia?
No?
Do you not watch the news?
Was it on the news?
Why would I? I don't need my perspective tainted.
Well,
Also,
So far.
side note, it was not on the news, you are correct. They would not have broadcasted that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that it was on the news that, like, Russia went dark. I mean, it's kind of hard to not... It's kind of hard to hide an entire country, like, ceasing to exist from the global goings-on.
To be fair, it didn't, though. The Russian Academy went dark, but there were still plenty of parts of Russia still functioning as per usual.
The information we were given said that the entire country went dark.
No, saying Russia went dark means the Russian Academy went dark.
Okay, I guess my notes were wrong.
Regardless.
We have conducted multiple investigations of our own, including one which stopped a plague. And we've dealt with multiple monsters of rather horrifying size, witches. And while collateral damage is common, we do actually do our best to minimize it.
Flashback to the tree.
We don't talk about that.
Flashback to Waffle House.
Battle of Waffle.
Waffle House. Holy shit.
You know, surprisingly, not a lot of property damage that day.
Yeah, I mean, it was out in the middle of the woods, and the Waffle House is like an interdimensional, indestructible space. Look, man, if you want to have a fight anywhere, you gotta have it in front of a Waffle House.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Maze is
So
looking
you
at
have
the
some missions
Waffle House
under your
index.
belt. Good for you.
Just a couple.
That doesn't change the fact that we have an investigation underway that is months in the making, and you all are potentially going to ruin that.
What I'm telling you in sharing our experience is that we have an understanding of delicate issues.
He sighs and rubs at the bridge of his nose.
While we are not discreet, not very good at blending in, we are good at one thing, and that is ensuring that matters do not get worse. If you can help us understand what we need to do to ensure that your investigation does not go awry, we will do what we can to assist.
He is peering between all of you. He sighs. Alright. What do you want to know?
Evidence
Well.
would be nice. I guess a starting point.
Oh yeah, let me just give you the key to the evidence room. What do you think I am?
Oh, that'd be great.
Stupid?
Thanks.
Have
Maybe
you
a
had
little
any
bit.
coffee yet today? Because you seem just grumpy.
I am. I'm not fucking happy to be here. I didn't
Then
ask for
maybe
this
drink
fucking
the
assignment.
coffee.
Alright, what leads do you have?
In regards to what? He says, looking at you.
We're not the robberies?
He smirks.
Investigation.
I'm not investigating the robberies. The robberies are taking
Wait.
place in proper. I'm here to make sure you don't fuck up our drug investigation.
Oh, that one.
Drugs.
Yeah, drugs. Do you have any idea what we're dealing with right now? He turns and looks
No.
at you.
I think most of us would have had to have done some drugs to know even a little bit about what you're going through.
The issue of drugs is completely tangential to our concerns, but I think that knowing what's going on there would be helpful in our investigation and also in not interfering with yours.
Also, the person we're looking for seems to be a customer.
He lifts
Precisely
a brow.
why I think it might be pertinent information for us.
Right. He sighs and glances around. Alright. Base information. There's a gang that's been moving some high dollar shit into the city. Problem is, whoever's cutting it, they're cutting it with a lot of bad stuff. I'm talking overdoses. Real bad. Normally, that's not good for customers. These guys don't
people-
seem to care. Which makes me think that it's not the normal groups running them. I don't know if this is some kind of turf war. I don't know what's going on in regards to that, but all I know is there's a shipment that's supposed to be coming in sometime within the next few days. We've narrowed it down, but we don't know when, we don't exactly know where, and we don't know who. I have my boys staking the area out. They have been for the last 2 months. Though you already know that, considering you spotted us.
Over in the other window across the street.
He nods.
Hmm.
Well, at least we know that it isn't one of the people we're concerned about.
Mm.
We know that our person has ties to the drug trade.
What kind of ties are we talking about?
Being a heavy consumer.
Consumer, but not a dealer?
To my knowledge, no.
Interesting. Can you describe this person to me?
Liam?
Liam's not with you.
Oh, is he? Oh, damn.
Nope.
Where? Is
Probably
Lee?
white hair.
None of you looked for him. He has not been with the group since you got there.
I thought he was in the group because I would have definitely gone looking for him if he was not there.
He's in the apartment. He's just not with the group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Anna kind of assumed he was in one of the rooms brooding.
He is.
As he does.
Okay.
Here, I'm going to go grab the guy who looks like him. May as well stand up and look for Liam.
You get up and start walking around. In one of the back rooms, sitting on a nice king-size bed with black sheets, Liam is sitting cross-legged, his eyes closed as if he's meditating. There's a glint in his glasses.
He's going to knock.
You knock. Liam doesn't move. What?
Well, what does your brother look like?
Like me, but younger.
He's gonna pull out his PDA and take a picture of Liam, and then go downstairs.
Great.
The incredible degree of tact that Maze is capable of is awe-inspiring.
It very is. He's gonna go downstairs and he's gonna show him a picture. It looks like this guy, but younger.
Richter looks at the picture, looks confused, looks up at you. That is astoundingly unhelpful. Thank you.
Maze, I think it would be best if you went and got Liam so that he could provide an actual description.
I asked him, and he said exactly what I said. But I'll go grab him.
Does he know that there's a detective here?
Maybe.
Ridwin is just...
Vase goes back upstairs. He's gonna pick Liam up.
You pick Liam up. Liam is not pleased.
He's gonna carry him downstairs and place him in front of the detective.
You set Liam down, who begrudgingly looks up at the rest of you. He looks at the detective. Oh, it's you. The detective squints at him. I don't believe we've met, Liam says. We haven't. Liam pushes his glasses up and looks at the rest of you. So you made it.
Despite the everything else. Yes, we did.
He nods to himself. And I suppose there's a reason you brought me down here. He looks at Maze.
Our man here needs a description of your brother.
Liam pushes himself to his feet and shoves his hands in his pockets. Wish I could help you, officer, but I'm afraid I can't do that. I haven't seen my brother in almost a decade. Apart from sharing the same similar features and he pulls the mask off of his ear and reveals the scars that stretch from the corners of his mouth upward. The, charming appearance. I'm afraid I have no idea what my brother looks like. The detective nods a bit and glances at the rest of you. Anything else you can tell me?
Pretty much the only piece of information that we can give you is that he's a weapon.
A weapon, you say? Do you know what kind?
Fredwin looks over to Liam.
Liam glances away. I wouldn't be able to tell you that either. After everything my dad did to him, I'm not exactly sure what he is anymore. So I'm looking for a basic white boy, blonde hair, forced smile, awful disposition, with no further information. Great.
Sounds
That
like you
narrows
just
it
described
down.
the Joker.
Batman. I'm a corked up white boy. And I am coated with the sauce.
So what exactly was your plan? The detective says, leaning back against the bar and looking at all of you. Did you guys
Get here.
really think you were just gonna show up here and, run around the city, throw shit at the wall until something sticks?
That's a good question. I don't know.
That's
Usually what
what
happens,
we
yeah.
usually do. Yeah.
My fucking god. He rubs at the bridge of his nose again.
I had hoped to formulate an actual plan, but unfortunately my compatriots didn't really make that possible.
Still investigating.
Well, you're here now, so you should probably figure it out.
I've laid out some of our options, considering the fact that we've crossed one of them off. I'm assuming that these robberies are likely linked in some way to, well,
They're both
The
relatively
uptown ones,
brutal or uncaring.
you think they're connected somehow. That's not something we've put together.
Well, the drug trafficking seems to be done by a rather, let's say, organized group. At least organized enough to be able to cause problems for you in finding them, and also in the fact that they're able to disseminate their product so effectively. There's also a group that is coordinated enough to have extremely high dollar, extremely lethal robberies in which none of them are found. It's possible that these two groups are operating individually of one another, but it's quite the coincidence. And while I wouldn't necessarily suggest going purely off of coincidences, it's always best to know all of your options, I suppose. Something worth looking into, if you ask me.
He sighs, pulls out a small notebook from one of the inside pockets of his suit jacket, and scribbles something down. Glances at all of you, scribbles something else down, shoves it back in his pocket. Right. Well, I'll, see what I can do. For now, I am going to reconvene with my boys across the way. If you need something, you can signal for me, and I will see what I can do. Enjoy the coffee, and, try not to get in our way. And don't do anything stupid without running it by me first, for the love of God.
We can make guarantees for everything except for the last request. But we will do our best.
He pushes himself up from the bar stool and straightens his jacket. This was not terrible. He nods a little. Hopefully we continue to not have issues with each other for this, assignment. And he starts walking for the door.
We hope the same. Good luck in your investigation. We will put forth any information that we can obtain.
Oh, a word of advice, he says, pausing at the door. You're in disciple territory, and they are not fond of people they don't know. So watch your backs.
I take it that that's the name of a gang.
One of many.
We will exercise caution.
You do that. And, you should probably avoid Theo's for the time being. At least until my delivery gets in.
Very well.
He nods a little, walks out the door.
Alright. No, I
Are-
suppose we should.
Are you going to close it and lock it behind him?
Yes.
I would deadbolt that shit.
As you
All the
go,
locks.
as you go to shut and lock the door behind him, you hear him murmuring as he gets into the lift. Big group. Just means the potential for problems has tripled. They're not so bad. You hear a female voice respond.
So, I suppose we should make a plan now. My skill set is mostly served for combat, so I take it I'm going throwing my sword for a while.
More than likely, yes. I apologize for that, but I'm sure we'll have the opportunity to break skulls soon.
That would be fun. Anyway, I'm down to
I
help.
was
with
actually
whatever I can.
thinking of something for that, actually.
Excuse me.
Maze,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to try and figure out where they're going to strike next with that robbery, and I want you to be there when they do so.
Oh, aye aye.
That seems like a bad idea, Minerva says.
I won't cause property damage.
You don't know how to not cause property damage, she says, glaring at you.
I'll minimize property damage. Actually, in fact, I won't even use my sword.
Somehow I feel like that's not going to make a difference.
It's not. You hear Imani say in the background.
I will try my best.
Sorry, what's not gonna be? What's not paying attention for a second? Space now.
You know what? If I cause any major property damage, then I owe all of you $20.
I think if you cause any major property damage, you're paying for it.
Or fixing it yourself.
Maybe I will.
Or both.
That's what insurance is for.
You don't have insurance.
But they do.
Insurance is surprisingly
Oh god.
That's not how that works. That's not how any of this
Maze-
works, Minerva says.
Maze counts as a natural disaster, right?
An act of God.
I believe it should be considered so.
My god.
Maze is in fact an act of God.
I will try not to punch the air hard enough that a shockwave gets sent out and levels a building.
I will hold you to that.
Maybe I'll just squeeze them really hard.
I would prefer if you didn't. That would be nice.
Interesting.
But enough to knock them out. Kill them.
I
Statement stands.
We will, I suppose, find out.
Well, this has been fun, but Liam pushes himself out of the group and starts walking back towards the door that he was taken from. If you need me, I will be elsewhere.
Of course. Take all the time you need.
Katya frowns and glances at the rest of you before following him. And you are left standing in the main part of the apartment.
Alright, Anna. Let's figure out this robbery schedule.
I guess the first thing we can start on is figure out where they struck, which I've got a list right here, and where that takes place on a map, if it is random or it seems to be targeted somehow.
This is
Beyond that,
going to take you guys a while, I'm not gonna lie.
he takes the coffee. We're gonna need it.
Oh, can I have coffee?
Indeed.
Can I have coffee?
So Anna and Maze and Judah are working on trying to figure out where the next robbery is going to take place. What about the rest of us? Minerva says, glancing at the rest of the group.
I'm more interested in our friend,
Which one?
the one that just showed up.
The detective?
Yeah, something about him doesn't fit right with me.
Well, I know for certain they're watching us. I wouldn't be surprised that they are, though.
They're always watching us.
Precisely. My bigger concern is the possibility that the police might be friends with our particular enemies.
You really got that impression from that guy? Minerva says.
Not necessarily, but I think it's a possibility.
Listen, I'm from Russia. The police aren't your friends.
I'm from South America. The police are very much not your friends there.
I'm from Italy. The police are still not your friends.
I'm
I'm
learning
from
so
here,
much.
and we don't have any friends, Warden says.
That's just sad.
I'm from
Facts.
the academy, and as of a few weeks ago, we figured out that not even the Death Sides are our friends. So
My mother, of all of the mafia men's legs that my mother broke, probably about 50% of them were wearing uniforms.
Pants?
I mean, police uniforms.
Oh. Okay.
What do you think mafia is like? There's not so much of cute Italian men trying to peddle pot.
Oh yeah.
No, those are Mexican. I ran through them once. A specific mafia.
the assless cab mafia.
Listen, the uniform in Russia was Adidas. That's it. There was nothing else.
You had to watch out for the bands of roving Coptics.
The cars were self-driving. They just Slav squatted on top of them the whole time.
Instead of police sirens, they have two Coptics on the top blasting again. The fucking Slavic funk music.
Uh,
All right. So
anyway, yes, I would like to keep an eye on that dude.
I think we can collaborate with them, but we need to keep our cards close to our chest. We certainly can't put them on the same trail that we are. If we find out where Liam's brother is before they do, we need to act on that before they find out.
As many people are dead as these news projections are reporting, I have a feeling they're gonna shoot first and ask questions later, Judah says.
my kind of people.
This is why I'm wanting Maze there.
And that's another concern. I'm fairly confident in saying that I think Liam's brother might be one of the people engaging in these robberies.
Minerva glances in the direction that Liam and Katya have gone and says, "Keep your voice down."
I am. And it's not an accusation that I like levying lightly, but given the evidence, I think it's the greatest lead we have.
Okay, but what if he's not?
Best case scenario, he isn't. He isn't tied up in any of that, and we can find him some other way. And we just deal with a bunch of people who are going around murdering and robbing people.
Robbering. Goddamn robbers.
I
The robbers are really advanced robbing.
This isn't just your average everyday robbery.
It's a robbery. Worst case scenario, it extends our search time. Best case scenario, we find him, we get him out of whatever he's in, and we try to help him.
And if that doesn't work,
We improvise.
Well, we have the police's contacts. We can try and look into who's peddling these drugs. That is another way we could find him. I'm assuming that he might be he's more than likely a customer of this group. That means that we can potentially find him by finding where this shipment is going to happen. As for how we get that information, there's a couple ways we could go about it.
Didn't he say
But,
something about a place like Jackie's? Was it Jackie's? No.
I believe he did say Jackie's. I'm assuming that that's currently the place that they're watching. And if we don't want to cause problems with them, we should probably listen to their request. However, there are other ways of obtaining information. They mentioned the gang which controls this territory. I sincerely doubt that this gang is more than humans, for the most part, at the very least. So they would be easy to deal with. They would also very likely possess information about the group that is peddling these drugs. So it's possible we can go looking for trouble, interrogate some individuals, and extract the information we need. Try
I'm
and
great at.
go on.
I'm great at causing trouble.
Precise. We would want to possess some degree of discretion.
Oh, it's okay. I'll knock him out in a single blow.
I mean more in the sense that we can't just go kicking down gang doors or
Aww.
I'll walk down a very suspicious alleyway.
I'd always just ask him for drugs.
possible. It's just any witnesses to our dealings will notice, first of all, how out of place we are. Second of all, if we cause a big scene and they manage to discern what we're after, that information will spread like wildfire.
Ooh, I have a plan. Anna, Do you have any information on the other rival gangs in the area?
I'd have to look it up.
G-
I
give
can
me a
find
search.
it.
You could also ask your resident tech expert. I'm sure he has some dark web sites he could look on, try and find you more information. Minerva glances back the direction they left. If you can convince him to, that is.
I'll leave that to the expert.
I'm less concerned about his willingness and more concerned about his ability to do so, given his headspace. I think he'd be more than happy to if it gets us any closer to finding his brother, but I'm worried about him, and I don't know if he's going to be able to keep pushing himself, I suppose.
Is he gonna be a problem? Judah says, looking at you with concern.
No. As long as we're there for him and support him.
Okay, but if the worst case scenario hits, Warden interjects, and his brother isn't somebody that we can just walk out of here with, what is that gonna look like?
I don't think he'd have the capacity to end his own brother's life. He feels extremely guilty about the situation that his brother is in right now. And the idea of having to do such a thing would be unthinkable.
Unthinkable or not, he might not have a choice.
Indeed.
So what are we doing? Amani says. I mean, I know you guys are doing your whole internet sleuthing thing that I don't understand. What are the rest of us doing?
I think, again, we have two options. We can go looking for trouble. We can go searching for this group. I'm struggling to come up with any additional ideas, but so far I think that's the best option. We can investigate gangs, or we can go looking for these robbers. Perhaps try and triangulate what the next place they might hit is. But that would be another question for Liam.
Regardless, we should probably wait for nightfall, Minerva adds.
Indeed.
These types of people don't exactly just, you know.
we wouldn't have any luck in broad daylight.
I guess we have a little bit of time to think about it then.
For the time being, I believe we should focus on resting, researching, keeping an eye on everyone outside.
Right. So, this, due to several of our members not feeling good, is where I'm gonna call it for tonight. And give you guys the opportunity to formulate a game plan about what you guys want to do and what that looks like. Is there any conversations that you guys want to have take place in the apartment before next session? Like I said, I'm going to let you guys formulate a plan in the chats and figure out what you want to do.
I can't think of anything.
Not at the moment. I think I need to think on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Too.
Alright, so I'm gonna call it here then. You guys have the gen chat to discuss what you guys want to do. We will consider that part of the conversation that's happening in the apartment.
Alright.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
And if you guys need anything before next session, just let me know. And we will plan for, so long as nothing bad happens, our next session to be on the 11th, on Tuesday.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds
That's
good.
good. Yep.
Cool.